how did you get the courage to do that, and what was that like? If like anyone who's thinking like school sucks, but like I can't drop out because of parents, like friends, whatever.
I think it's a good question. Honestly, I just felt in a deep sense that my autonomy was my own and no one else's. So I'm in control of my life and my decisions, and I have free will to choose what I want for my life and my future. And I just made the decision and the responsibility that no one else would be able to like dictate against that. And even my family, where they love me so much, they want to give me opportunity. I'm so thankful for that as well. But they weren't aligned with those plans until I actually start getting my own thing rolling. And now they look to me as in like, yeah, we're like, he's doing well, we love him, he's doing great, everything's cool. Yeah. Telling the social circles back home that yeah, everything is great. But at the point of like making the decision, it was all down to me, and I was going against the grain of literally everyone. I mean, even my closest friends were like, dude, are you sure you're not like throwing away a big opportunity? I was like, no, I'm like picking up a big opportunity, like trust me on this one.
Yeah.
So
trust me on this one.
I had the opportunity to do it, I had the responsibility to make the choice, and I recognized that the autonomy, the personal autonomy that I had was my life. Like, it's my life. It was a weird thing where other people were trying to say like, no, you shouldn't do it, or like I had other people, like even my neighbors, they'd be like, well, you'll be back, you'll be back in college, you know, it's okay. I mean, just because they did it that way, and they thought that I would, you know, fall on my face and like go back to the United States with my tail between my legs and whatever. And I got this close to that like several dozen times. I mean, I will be honest, several dozen times, legit. Got so close to that, and I was like, oh my God, like I don't have any of this. I don't have any money left. I don't have anything going. Like everything's going crazy and like very stressful and whatnot. But I learned through the lessons that I got through that. But at the beginning of it, to answer your question, it was an autonomous decision. It was like my life is mine, and I have my responsibility to make my choices to affect my life. Like my life will affect other people later on as well, and it always does. It always ripples out from whatever choices you make, if it's positive or negative. But at the end of it, I was like, this is my life, dude. I want to live and travel, and I want to go do my thing. And like, I didn't know if it was going to be easy or hard or whatever, and it was very difficult, but like it was totally worth it. Like I would do it again 10 times in a row. Yeah. So it was just that. It was just choice. It was like, this is my life. Even though I'm 20 years old at that time, I was like, I'm 20. I still am choosing my life decisions, and why would I let someone else tell me about what they want me to do?
Yeah, you're over 18, you're an adult.
Riley just said it's going to apply to everything and anything, and it's a skill that can pay you for life, but it's also like you're learning how human beings operate emotionally and logically, and how to convince them to buy things that are in their best interest. And so that will happen with services, products, business, e-commerce, anything and everything online. But basically you need to get leads, and you need to convert them, and you need to deliver for them. So if you master those three things, which will take a specific set of skills, then you will make your first grand online within 30 days or 90 days, 60 days. And I'm just like, where's my friends? Oh, a lot of you are at Bali. All right, I'm gonna go to Bali. And then, oh, where are you? You're in Malaysia? All right, cool. I'll hit you up when I'm back. Oh, you're in Chiang Mai, you're in Bangkok, you're in Saigon, you're in Medellin, you're in Europe, whatever. Like, I'm gonna hit up anyone who I love and who loves me, who's there. And then you're there, and then we meet up, or you meet new people, or it's just amazing. I mean, you can be at the right place at the right time. You control your schedule, you control your time. And it's one of the best decisions we've ever made in our life, and it just keeps paying dividends. And sometimes I still get the shock to where it's like, wow, this is my real life.
How is this real?
So I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, me too.
Super thankful.
Very thankful as well.
Riley said it's not too late. Like, not only is it not too late, it's like it's just christening. Like, it is the very beginning. And people don't recognize that. And so it's like, if you're looking back 10 years, 20 years in the future, and like, damn, I could have taken that shot, but I didn't, and I didn't swing the bat. And I'll just tell you a little part of my life as well. It's like, it's been really, really hard, like very, very hard to actually put these pieces together. And now I'm finally at a place where I feel like I have a little momentum, but it's taken like 4 years, 4.5 or whatever. So we don't want to sell you some BS dream where it's like, just move out, quit your job, and you have no skills, no money, no savings. You'll be fine, dude. Don't worry about it. Like, that's stupid. That's irresponsible advice. And I appreciate Riley for not doing that. Like, he's not trying to sell that dream.
Just go home and reiterate.
You can. But the thing I'm saying is that that's a big opportunity cost, where you come out, you have a great experience, it's cool. You could still fall flat on your face and go back home and rebuild. But why would you not want to at least set yourself up with a little bit of background skills and a little bit of opportunistic behavior, where you choose to take the wave of the times and you leverage that for yourself and for your family and for your relationships and whoever you are trying to support right now. And that's all I'm saying is like, not only is it not too late, it's the very christening, and we are just figuring out how this is going to like affect the world for the next 20, 30, 50, 100 years and more. So jump in and get your thing, figure out one skill that you need, and then be able to build your life off the back of that.
Yeah. Also, jump in before the AI takes over in 2045.
Before you don't have a choice. What's good?
The one and only young Palawan, Evan Teague.
What's up?
So, for those who don't know, real quick, Evan Teague, we went to the same e-commerce conference in Chiang Mai, October 2014.
We did. I just went to a meditation as well recently that I used to do in Ubud. It's kind of like a group community meditation, so people are like holding hands, and it's kind of funny, but it's like everyone's, especially if you've never done it before, everyone's kind of uncomfortable like what's going to go on, but maybe 20-30 people in the room, and we do like a breathing meditation, and we focus specifically on like 7 rounds of breathing. It's kind of similar to pranayama if you're familiar with that, and we go focus on after each breath or each round of breathing, we focus on each chakra and you do the full exhale, and then start with the root chakra at the very bottom, and then you do the full inhale and focus on the crown chakra and hold the breath, and then you go back into your breathing mode again and again. It's kind of like it's kind of like transcendental meditation, but you can actually feel the entire vibration going up your line of the chakras, as well as like holding hands with people, and the energy is passing between you as well.
Yeah.
So like our hands are both vibrating as well. Like there's a lot of qigong, if you want to talk about that, prana, a lot of energy coming, life force coming between all of us, and everyone gets their own healing after that. Some people are crying, some people are yelling, some people are just kind of going through the motions. So it's just really cool. That one can really start stimulating what you're working on, or what you maybe have not worked on. What your shadow elements or whatever. A lot of people talk about Mama Bali. It's like this place when you land, at least for me, I can feel the positive vibes when I come here. And then Mama Bali, if you will, she makes you look at your stuff. So it's kind of like making you look at your stuff that you've been avoiding, So if you have a lot of that, if you don't, it makes sense too. But if you have a lot of that, you can look at your stuff and like really dive deep, and you can choose to take the responsibility to like start doing the inner work. So there's that aspect of it as well. So I really just appreciate this place a lot for what it is.
Yeah. This all reminds me, like everyone, if you listen to Joe Rogan podcasts, like you hear about like ayahuasca, ceremonies and stuff, and like the thing that I'm thinking about now, it's like these are all kind of what they say about ayahuasca. It's like helping you have the revelations, helping you open up, helping the Mother Earth or whatever, like bring things up that questions that you need to be asking. So these are all just like forms of what do you want to call it, healing or whatever. And then of course like ayahuasca is like a super intense high level version of this, mixing in with these psychedelic type plants, but all of this ecstatic dance and the yoga even a little bit is the same kind of idea. It's like this natural healing, like revolution. That's really the oldest thing ever, but it's becoming more mainstream into like Western.
People don't need plant medicines. Like really, you can do the entire journey sober. You don't need anything else at all. But when you connect with the plant medicines and their spirit, you learn a lot from them if you're open and honored to them and respectful to them. It's like, it's not like you have to have it or you need to use it. It's just like, that's something that can accelerate your growth, or maybe rip the band-aid off of what you were not looking on before, or maybe it can like kind of give you a new insight that's immediately powerful, and then you do the work subsequently with the 3 months or 4 months that you have afterwards or whatever. So it's not like you need to do ayahuasca or you have to do these retreats or whatever. It's just a powerful way to get into it, and a lot of people choose to do it totally naturally with yoga and meditation. Some people have spent decades in caves meditating for their whole way, and they can reach these transcendental states, and they don't have to have a drop of anything. So it really is kind of what you want to choose. Some people integrate the two, but I kind of look, for me at least, I kind of look at these as just an opportunity. Everything is an opportunity to go deeper and to have a relationship with a new type of thing that will teach you something different. So when you have that type of open mind and open heart, like again, the third eye connects with the heart chakra. Those are very connected elements, and when you have both of them at the same time, then you're able to learn a lot from whatever you're going through, even when it's hard and tough, and some things are very tough in life. So when you're able to look at it that way and be thankful for it instead of just like resisting it, then a lot of this healing comes through, So yeah, you're right, like it doesn't have to take these type of things, but it's kind of up to you.
So real quick shout out to Chris Chu, who is also another Chiang Mai freshman we met 4 years ago at the same dropship conference. If you happen to be the person that's been looking for the ayahuasca things, go to his website,
ChristopherWChew.com.
Christopher W. Chew, or Hero's Journey Experience. That's what he does. So he does these ayahuasca retreats in Peru, and he's another homie.
He's one of my favorite people on the planet. Like really, top one.
Speaking of other people on the planet. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
What's up, King?
Sorry to interrupt. Not sorry.
Not sorry.
Good to see you, man. My man, right? Hell yeah. Good to see you.
How's the ride down here? Good to see you.
Smooth
Ride from the boot.
What's good? What's good, man? How we living? My kings, what's good?
Nice to see you. We just hit you up for some protein shakes, but didn't hit you up too.
Okay, we're in the podcast studio.
Yep.
Fucking getting high, getting high on life right now.
Get it.
Anyway.
But yeah, Chris Chew, one of my favorite people on the planet for sure. So if you feel called to that, he's actually holding a retreat right now as well. So it's going to be coming up in May and June as well. I think there's one in July and one in May. So if you want it, like, now's the time to contact him, because he's actually getting those people together and setting them up for the retreat as well down in Ecuador. So yeah.
Oh, Ecuador, nice.
Yep. Perfect timing.
That was nice how we segued it into that.
Yeah.
And I also did a podcast interview with him.
Yeah.
Same setup, little camera on the selfie stick, tripod, little mics. So I wanted to ask you before we get towards the end, is like, were you, like, people are probably thinking like, oh yeah, it's like some really deep spiritual guy. Like, were you into these like chakras and stuff like before you came out to Southeast Asia? Like,
I wasn't at all. Actually, I had my first like type of awakening when I came to Bali the first time. Like, go figure, right? Actually, what I mean by that is like the first time that I lived in Bali, because I came to North Kuta for the first time and I was kind of new. I didn't really know like how to travel, so I just booked a place by the ocean and by the airport. And it was like totally, it was not really like my vibe. I mean, we made it work, but it was like 2 kilometers away from the ocean, and then that main road had nothing on it, plus I didn't have a bike. So it was not ideal, but I made it work, like I said. But the time that I came to live in Bali the first time, Chris Chew as well helped me with a lot of activations, but it was like Mama Bali, again, the same type of thing. Like, when I came back here to live in Bali for good for a while, and I went to Ubud, I was really working with these concepts. And that was when I was really diving deep into these things. There's a lot about outer work and your business and your life and whatever, but the inner work is some of the strongest work that really matters. And if you feel called to like start working with that, then it really should open up a lot of other things for you in your life, like your relationships and your mindset and your emotional control and your intelligence and the people you meet, the people you resonate with. Like, everything is vibration, everything is frequency and resonance. So if you have resonance with shitty foods, excuse my language, but like if you have resonance with bad foods that are not good for you, or if you have like those situations that can tend to bring you back all the time, they draw you again and again, and they draw from your energy and your heart, then essentially you're going to just continue to go towards those again and again because you have resonance with them. So everything is kind of like frequency, resonance, and vibration. So when I started thinking about things like that, this is where I was learning a lot of these concepts. And then I started working with the chakras, and I've also worked with plant medicines as well. And just trying to continue to develop my self-awareness and my self-love and my connections and my quality of people that I'm around, like all the people that like have helped me along my journey, people I've been fortunate enough to help as well. And that's kind of been what it's been like for my path. I feel that now is the time to wake up. Now is the time to ascend as human beings. I mean, like, you want to talk about this, we could go all day, but it's like 3D to 5D. I mean, there's an ascension happening on the planet as well, and with people with resonance with that. And people that understand this shift are trying to focus on how to make their vessels stronger and pure, more pure, more clean, so we can align with higher frequencies that are actually on the earth already, but we're working with them as now we need to develop them and start leading that for other people as well. So that's kind of where I've been working with these type of little things, and always just focus on speaking my truth and whatever aligns with me and whatever I want to learn, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just focusing on the deep inner work. I mean, I got to do it. I got to continue to do it. And there's other people that have less like inner work to do, or less like baggage, or less stuff from the past that's holding them down, or they have more stuff that's holding them down. A lot of people have like anxiety and depression and like really deep concepts that they've been working with their whole lives. I've been fortunate enough to not be depressed or anxious usually, but like I have different things that I need to work on and things like that. And some people are already fairly aligned, so they can kind of just take a little skyrocket to the moon, you know, with their business and their life and get success like immediately. Some people have to work on like different scarcity mindsets. Like myself, I had a big scarcity money mindset that was really holding me down for a long time. Release that, work through that, let it go. Family karma, or whatever you want to call that, family baggage, family stuff. You know, a lot of people have that. Well, a lot of people have, like I said, depression from the past, where they have some traumatic event that was, you know, horrible, like their brother died or something like that, or someone was killed in their family. And these are hard things to work with, but they can be the catalyst to some of the biggest growth in your life. So I think it's just about where you are and focusing on what you need to do and what you want to do, what you feel called to, and then turning one page over of that at a time. You know, you resonate with one thing and you learn one concept and you're kind of like, oh, let me peek into that. That's interesting. There's a reason that resonates with you. So following that down the rabbit hole and kind of doing your own thing is where it is, because it's all about you. It's not about what other people are doing with their lives or how they're feeling or their experiences or anything. It's like you focus on making yourself better, and then of course that spreads to everyone that you're around. So
heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Talk about a journey.
Journeys.
But it all started like you had the intention back in college to go on your own path, having the confidence and not being afraid to do you and to opt out of the matrix. They say opt out of the system, which is, you know, the school, the college system, and then you get the 9-to-5 corporate job. So, you know, most people are in that, and you know, a lot of people that watch my videos are, you know, looking through the screen to the other side, just like we were watching Johnny and Anton on YouTube 5-6 years ago, and Jabril as well. Shout out Jabril, lots of videos from our trip with him coming soon. And so you did have that intention from the very beginning to follow your own path, and then once you come to Bali, it's just like it's like an awakening spiritual center, and it just happens to be a really popular home base for a lot of digital nomad, location independent individuals, because we live in this digital revolution time, and it's just so if you want to come here for vacation, which is like most people do, and you're wondering like, how the fuck are you guys living here? It's obviously, like I said, it's all because
this box. It's
all because of this little box that's like thin as a marker right here. It's all because you need to be able to earn remotely / earn online. And real quick, if you're wondering like, what are the ways that, so the 3 main categories of earning online, because this is important if you want to start your spiritual journey and live in Bali, you need to be able to sustain yourself.
Level 1.
Yeah, level 1 is the bottom, and that's the course that I'm working on that we can talk about at the end.
Preach on, brother.
Is so you can be a remote employee, just work for your company, work from home, and work from anywhere. A lot of companies are allowing that. Or you can be a freelancer, so you're doing piecework for clients. You're like an independent contractor doing jobs like copywriting, graphic design, video editing, Amazon freaking marketing, which I have a business doing. Or you can own your own business, so own an online business, and that's a system, that's owning a system where you have an ability to get paid 24/7. Like my Amazon store is a business.
Or you have investments that you just live off of, but that's another level. That's a whole other tier.
That's outside of the 3. So you obviously, every entrepreneur wants to make money and invest that and make your money work for you. So that's kind of the basis of the mindset. If you want to be able to live anywhere, you have to get your income from one of those 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm making my whole course around this, like Digital Nomad University. There will be a link below, of course.
Who better to do it? Seriously, Mr. Digital Nomad himself,
so,
man. Mr. Living that life.
We were going to talk about, I was just telling him what it is, like at the very beginning.
We haven't talked in a while.
So this YouTube channel for the past like 3 years, the number 1 question I get is like, all right, bro, like you're living that life. How are you doing that? And so my first year, I was like, I do this Amazon selling thing. And they were like, how? And I was like, replying in the comments for a year. And then they were like, where can I buy your course? And I was like, oh, I don't have a course. So I made a course. But for the past 2 years, people were like, how do I get started? Like I want to live your type of life / I want to just travel for a year, a couple years. How do I get started with this like online income, online hustles type thing? And it's like, you just need to pick a business model and just like do it.
Pick one. Pick one.
Yeah, pick one and do it. But people were like, hey, what are they? And so kind of the core around my new course, like Digital Nomad Blueprint, whatever name is like up in the air. But helping people wrap their head around the different ways to earn from a laptop, and then help them choose and then get started and then go. And then my recommended resources, okay, get this, download this, here's your package, go learn it and do it. And so kind of filling that gap, because that's what everyone asks me. So that's what you do as an entrepreneur.
You feel the need,
is you give people what they want.
Change value for money.
Yeah. Which is, by the way, textbook 4-hour work week.
Same with working remotely when you have a job. It's the same type of thing. He was negotiating the same thing,
Yeah, there's a chapter in the 4-hour work week about negotiating work agreements. There's a section in my course about this. It's kind of a course that's a little bit 4-hour work week, just in, like I regurgitate it and like spit it back out.
Tim Ferriss Jr. over here.
Yeah, that's what they call me.
He even looks like him.
Yeah, dude, I've gotten it more than 10 times.
Yeah, that's so funny.
And so mixed with the 4-hour work week mindset type broad stuff, with like the travel lifestyle is like, possible now. Like that's really the main thing that like 4-hour work week blew so many minds and changed so many digital nomads' life. It just says this work remote lifestyle is possible now, and it's Tim Ferriss' story of doing it back in 2007.
2007.
Yeah, well, the book was released in 27.
Oh, it's only...
Well, but he was doing it probably in 04, a few years before that. But so that's the 4-hour work week.
That's
so
forever ago in the internet world as well. I mean, that's like ancient times.
So I always plug this is if you are interested in this kind of work remote travel as you run a business type thing, 4-hour work week is a good one to get. And my course is going to be kind of like that, but more specific breakdown. Okay, Amazon selling, what does that look like? Okay, drop shipping, what does that look like? What does it entail? Okay,
service business, copywriting, agency stuff. Like there's so many models.
Fucking apps and like, because we have met so many digital nomads that do so many things. So like I have a good feel of how much work each one takes, what still works, what's like not working anymore. And so that's what I'm trying to come out as my next online freaking school.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good one to get into Riley's stuff like that, because like you said, I mean, we know between us, we know probably thousands, but we definitely know hundreds of people that are doing this exact thing. And we're thankful, at least I'll speak for myself, I know Riley's thankful, but we're thankful to be able to know all these people as well, because we've just built the connections year by year by year by year, and those type of connections expand, especially when you invest in them. Take people to dinner, learn, pick their brain, like hang out with them, like absorb the ideas, go to conferences, pay for your own courses, like buy books, things like that. Invest in yourself, invest in the people around you. So our network has expanded greatly. So we're able to see, like you said, what's working now, what's not working, what is focused on the actual skills that will be here for the next 5 or 10 years or whatever, or even longer than that. What type of things are probably not the best to get started in 2019, and things like that. So it's good to understand and continue to get the updated ideas from someone like Riley, who has a course on how to get started, especially for new people and the beginners.
Boom, bam, absolutely, yeah. It's taken me I've just been kind of like lazy about doing it, but as soon as I came to Bali, I was like, and the Bali mastermind party was a big kind of, and I went to another 2-week villa boot camp mastermind. That really motivated me to get this done. So anyway, and so what are you working on nowadays? I know you're crushing it with your copywriting, and motiveinmotion.com is your website. And
so for me, I mean, my main thing is copywriting. I'm doing nothing else. So to the exclusion of everything else, like you said, Motive in Motion is my main site with copy. It's where I basically teach people who are new to copy on kind of how to get the skills and how to get clients as well. So there's that type of market that I'm serving right now. So if you are interested in copywriting and you would like to actually make that as a full-time career like I have for the past 3 years now, I think, just hit me up. And then the other segment is if you're actually running a business that's doing at least 10K a month, so 120 grand a year at least for revenue at the low level. If you're doing that already and you would like me to come supercharge your efforts and work with marketing campaigns, strategy, direct response copy, and advertising, hit me up for that. Those are the 2 people that I can really help the most at this point. I don't have courses, I don't have online things. I have like 1 book that I'm selling for a steal. It's like $50, so it's not my main thing. My main thing is serving clients that already have had successful businesses and are working to supercharge that and 10x those levels. I've helped a lot of people get a lot of amazing results with that, and they're documented on my site, my LinkedIn profile, Facebook, all that stuff. So if you're interested in that and you have a successful business running as well, hit me up for that. I have a little form you can fill out to give me more information on your business, and maybe if it's a right fit, we can set up a chat. Right now I'm fully booked, so probably not the greatest time, but at least hit me up to see if we have a good resonance. And like I said, speaking of resonance, then maybe we can have a chat down the line. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now, man.
Fuck yeah. So the way I think about copywriting, real quick before I wrap it up, is copywriting is using your words for influence. It's becoming an expert communicator through typing, through the screen, and everyone does business on the screen nowadays, and that's the core of all of our businesses. Is we do business on screens, and everyone needs copywriting. Copywriting is text on your blog. So the way I look at copywriting is that's a skill that can pay you for life.
Exactly.
Pay you for life.
100%.
If you're an expert copywriter, always someone will need you to put words in the best way.
The way I look at it also is persuasion in print. And
persuasion in print.
Yeah, and that's not even my thing. That's Eben Pagan's that I'm borrowing right now. But persuasion in print, and that can mean printed on your website or direct mail as well. Direct response copywriting is going to, like Riley just said, is going to apply to everything and anything, and it's a skill that can pay you for life, but it's also like you're learning how human beings operate emotionally and logically, and how to convince them to buy things that are in their best interest. And so that will happen with services, products, business, e-commerce, anything and everything online. You need copy. You can't not have it. You can't not have words on your motion, on your motive. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, you don't have anything going on without any words spoken to another. That's how we communicate now in this 3D realm for the moment. So that's kind of, like you said, a skill that can pay you for life. But not only that, it can help you really change a lot of people's lives, because you're helping them sell what the market needs and sell it well and efficiently and differently and uniquely. And then you're helping other people better their lives through the words that they're reading on the screen about your products and services. So that's kind of the sum up. So.
Yep, and I have known people who have made their first $1,000 online through freelance copywriting within the first 90 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know some have done 30 days.
It's absolutely possible.
But if the freelance thing kind of resonates with you, then freelance copywriting, especially if you're a native English speaker, is something that many people have done to make their first $1,000 online. Exactly. And clients will pay you up to thousands of dollars to write their XYZ words for their website, store, blog, magazine, whatever the fuck.
It's amazing. I mean, it's like there's so many options. There's hourly projects, there's retainers, there's consistent monthly income retainers, which I mean by that. Someone needs to have you post something consistently for their brand, and you get paid every month or maybe every 2 weeks. There's project basis. Yeah, marketing emails, consistent work like that. So if you get a good client and they have actually a good product, you can sell it, you can get behind it, then all you need to know is how to close. And it's not super simple, super easy, but the process is fairly boiled down to where it's like you get leads, you close them, and you deliver for them. So that can be branched out into hundreds of arenas and different ways of delivery, but basically you need to get leads and you need to convert them and you need to deliver for them. So if you master those three things, which will take a specific set of skills, then you will make your first $1,000. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but it is very possible to make your first grand online within 30 days or 90 days, 60 days. I mean, a lot of people, it depends on kind of what you know how to do and how you know how to do it, because you need to actually hit the ground running with the right type of actions and not waste time and not have the opportunity cost of just stepping in the mud puddles along the way when someone has already done that for you and whatnot. So that's why it's easy to learn from courses and books and mentors and people. I have my own copywriting mentors. I pay for my own groups as well, so I can actually be in the noise and the moment as well, like you said, for the updated content as well. So like I said, the two main people that I can help right now are the people who are wanting to learn that and need some close coaching and mentorship to get started on that. Or if you're way above that level and you already have a business that's running at least 10K a month, and then you can actually start, maybe it's e-commerce, maybe it's information products, and you want to work on your messaging and your positioning and your marketing, your strategy, and the entire campaign strategy on how to deliver for that, then hit me up. I'm your man. So there's two things as well. Like I said, I'm fully booked at the moment, but those are the two things that I can help with the most and the people that I can help the most at this moment, because I'm doing that to the exclusion of all else, so I can actually be the master at that and the skill set and not mess around, just do that only that. So
it's your opportunity cost.
That's where I'm at right now. So
boom, fuck yeah. Well, that was a good close to an hour podcast. If you're seeing clips of this, we did a good 50 minutes about Ubud versus Canggu,
Bali vibes,
the Bali freaking healing yoga spiritual revolution, and then about how you can kick that off by setting the intention to drop out of college, to do your own thing, and the intention of making your money remotely, making your career remote, because that opens so many opportunities to be location independent.
To be the right place at the right time. Essentially.
Being location independent is...
It's amazing.
I mean, we've been living...
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Ever done. I mean,
it's
really.
amazing. You can be location independent.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Like,
sometimes I still get the shock of it as well. Like even when I come to your house tonight or whatever, obviously this is a very nice place. But in general, when I meet a friend, you know, I met you last time in Chiang Mai. Met a bunch of people in Bali since, you know, just this trip as well, just a couple weeks. And I'm just like, where's my friends? Oh, a lot of you are at Bali. All right, I'm going to go to Bali. And then, oh, where are you? You're in Malaysia? All right, cool. I'll hit you up when I'm back. Oh, you're in Chiang Mai, you're in Bangkok, you're in Saigon, you're in Medellin, you're in Europe, whatever. Like, I'm going to hit up anyone who I love and who loves me who's there. And then you're there and then we meet up, or you meet new people, or it's just amazing. I mean, you can be at the right place at the right time. You control your schedule, you control your time. And it's one of the best decisions we've ever made in our life. And it just keeps paying dividends. And sometimes I still get the shock to where it's like, wow, this is my real life.
How is this real?
So I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, me too.
Super thankful,
Very thankful as well. It's, being able to not only be in any city that you want, but being able to control your daily schedule.
And your environment as well.
Oh, set your own environment. You're obviously your work environment. You don't have to be in a cubicle or go to one place. Also the city, and also just your day-to-day schedule. So I can wake up when I want. I can work as late into the night as I want. Like whenever I'm feeling productive, whenever I'm feeling ready to go to the gym, freaking go.
Time to go.
Anyway, it's amazeballs, but we don't need to preach preach too much.
I don't need to tell you guys
that's kind of obvious. But it's good. It's a good reminder. Like, blessed. Very very blessed to, as I say, thankful to this magic technology that allows us to. This is the platform that allows us to grow spiritually and as a person as well, because we're free to, as you know, to be able to be so blessed to live in a magical place like Bali.
And time as well. This time is the best time to be alive right now. I mean, it's amazing. It's incredible. Nothing like it has ever happened. As I preached about before, this is the digital revolution is the biggest revolution in the history of the world, bigger than the industrial, and we're right in the thick of it. The smartphone revolution, the laptop revolution, this is like, your water.
Got it. As Gary Vee and everyone says, this is the biggest opportunity ever in history, and it's still not too late to start a store, start a website, blog, copywriting business, whatever the heck. It's still the very beginning times. The internet is still very, very young. And what so many of us say is, like, really, really think about it, because you might look back, in 10 years and be like, whoa, right when I was in college, it was the internet revolution. Like, I should have taken advantage of that to be location independent.
It'll pass you by if you're not careful. I mean, like Riley said, it's not too late. Like, not only is it not too late, it's like, it's just christening. Like, it is the very beginning. And people don't recognize that. And so it's like, if you're looking back 10 years, 20 years in the future and like, damn, I could have taken that shot, but I didn't. And I didn't swing the bat. And I'll just tell you a little part of my life as well. It's like, it's been really, really hard, like very, very hard to actually put these pieces together. And now I'm finally at a place where I feel like I have a little momentum, but it's taken like 4 years, 4.5 or whatever. So we don't want to sell you some BS dream where it's like, just move out, quit your job, and you have no skills, no money, no savings. You'll be fine, dude. Don't worry about it. Like, that's stupid. That's irresponsible advice. And I appreciate Riley for not doing that. Like, he's not trying to sell that dream.
Just go home and reiterate.
You can. But the thing I'm saying is that's a big opportunity cost, where you come out, you have a great experience, it's cool. You could still fall flat on your face and go back home and rebuild. But why would you not want to at least set yourself up with a little bit of background skills and a little bit of opportunistic behavior, where you choose to take the wave of the times and you leverage that for yourself and for your family and for your relationships and whoever you are trying to support right now. And that's all I'm saying is, like, not only is it not too late, it's the very christening, and we are just figuring out how this is going to like affect the world for the next 20, 30, 50, 100 years and more. So jump in and get your thing, figure out one skill that you need, and then be able to build your life off the back of that.
Also, jump in before the AI takes over in 2045.
Before you don't have a choice.
Exactly. Before the freaking AI takes over the world. So, real quick, because this is a huge thing that I'm also focused on trying to help people. I actually just met a podcast listener who dropped out of college after 1 year from Colorado State.
I saw that. I was like, oh, Colorado dropout.
So he found my podcast through searching Thailand on Apple Podcasts. Went to my website, filled out the form to do an advising call with me, recorded it. It's on the second channel. And then he was also planning a trip to Thailand, and I met him in Bangkok. Like
I saw the story. I was like, oh, cool, another college Colorado dropout. Like,
another Colorado dropout. And
Colorado college, whatever.
I always like to share these stories because it's hard, very hard to drop out in front of the pressure of everyone who's going along the system. So, like, how did you get the courage to do that, and what was that like? If like anyone who's thinking like school sucks, but like I can't drop out because of parents, like friends, whatever.
I think that's a good question. Honestly, I just felt in a deep sense that my autonomy was my own and no one else's. So I'm in control of my life and my decisions, and I have free will to choose what I want for my life and my future. And I just made the decision and the responsibility that no one else would be able to like dictate against that. And even my family, where they love me so much, they want to give me opportunity. I'm so thankful for that as well. But they weren't aligned with those plans until I actually start getting my own thing rolling. And now they look to me as in like, we're like, he's doing well. We love him. He's doing great. Everything's cool. Telling the social circles back home that everything's great. But at the point of like making the decision, it was all down to me, and I was going against the grain of literally everyone. I mean, even my closest friends were like, dude, are you sure you're not like throwing away a big opportunity? I was like, no, I'm like picking up a big opportunity. Like, trust me on this one.
So, trust me on this one.
I had the opportunity to do it. I had the responsibility to make the choice, and I recognized that the personal autonomy that I had was my life. Like, it's my life. It was a weird thing where other people were trying to say like, no, you shouldn't do it, or like I had other people, like even my neighbors, they'd be like, well, you'll be back. You'll be back in college. You know, it's okay. I mean, just because they did it that way, and they thought that I would, fall on my face and like go back to the United States with my tail between my legs and whatever. And I got this close to that like several dozen times. I mean, I will be honest, several dozen times, legit. Got so close to that, and I was like, oh my God, like I don't have any of this. I don't have any money left. I don't have anything going. Like everything's going crazy and like very stressful and whatnot. But I learned through the lessons that I got through that. But at the beginning of it, to answer your question, it was an autonomous decision. It was like my life is mine, and I have my responsibility to make my choices to affect my life. Like my life will affect other people later on as well, and it always does. It always ripples out from whatever choices you make, if it's positive or negative. But at the end of it, I was like, this is my life, dude. I want to live and travel, and I want to go do my thing. And like, I didn't know if it was going to be easy or hard or whatever, and it was very difficult, but like it was totally worth it. Like I would do it again 10 times in a row. So it was just that. It was just choice. It was like, this is my life. Even though I'm 20 years old at that time, I was like, I'm 20. I still am choosing my life decisions, and why would I let someone else tell me about what they want me to do?
You're over 18, sense. You're an adult.
Exactly.
Like at the end of the day, that's why I'm saying nowadays, nothing more important than to do you. And I like to share these stories because a lot of people, if you read the YouTube comments and these like college debt videos, people are like, anyway, it's just like so sad because a lot of people don't like school. When we grew up, probably 8 out of 10 kids, I hate school. And then after high school, then we go into college, but you don't like school. You're not a school person. You're not an academic type person. Yet you're still in it because like there's really no other alternative. And so if you don't like school and you know you want to go the independent path, then I like to share these stories that it's your life. It's not your parents' life. It's not your college advisor's life. They're heavily biased, obviously.
That's a great point.
Your high school advisors are heavily biased. I like to consider myself an anti-college advisor or college alternative advisor. I have a blog article called College Alternatives, which is what the young man in Bangkok found. And I have my form on there. It's like, this whole quiz is like, it's genius. I'm going to make it even better too. So I'm the anti-college alternative advisor, and it's your life at the end of the day. All we're sharing is this is possible. I've been documenting my life for freaking 4 years out here, just sharing what's possible, giving back because people like Johnny and Jabril shared what's possible about this digital nomad lifestyle, and it's definitely not easy. There were times at the very beginning, first year in Chiang Mai, where we were trying to figure it out. Parker and I and you right there in like Pun Space with Chris Chu and like so many others, and like Ocean, who's now super successful, 2 podcasts with him, making beats, ran into him in Canggu the other week.
Making passive income off beats.
At the very beginning, it's going to be, well, it depends on your savings and like your situation, but we were like, as they like to say in the comments, scraping by in Chiang Mai, but that's why Chiang Mai you can live on under $1,000 a month. And
it's an uphill battle no matter what you want to do. Like you're going to do something new, you have no skills, you have no experience, you have no connections. So like you start at ground zero. So like that's the main thing. You got to recognize that like you're starting here, and you want to be here over the however long you think it. I could get here in 1 year. It's like, yeah, probably not. Like maybe. I don't want to limit it for you, but like maybe. But usually it's going to take steps, and then it's going to take slips, and then fall up the cliff and scrape your knee, and then get back on the same cliff, and then get back to a new height, new peak. And it takes time and it takes experience. So if you're starting with no connections, no experience, no savings, no skills, then I'm not just saying drop out of school and run to everything that you choose to do. I'm just saying that start where you are and go to where you want to be, and then you'll figure out things along the way and learn and read and invest in yourself. That's how you get there over time. So just recognize the big picture. That's all.
Yeah, and as they would say in Bali, pay attention to your heart. Yeah. Follow your heart. Like as cheesy it seems, like a year ago I would still say like, yeah, okay, follow your heart. But like now I'm learning more about this like energy healing and like being around these Bali people. But like your heart is actually like very scientifically it's energetic. Obviously people know that, but that's the most important thing. Do what you feel. You said it's just like the big picture is just like a big pic. You had a feeling that this is not right. And same with the young man I met in Bangkok who dropped out. You have that feeling, but most people would suppress it because it's going against everything. Follow your intuition, follow your feeling, do what you want. Do what you feel. That's what they all like. Even the schools, even like teachers say, do what you want. Like
they say it.
Do your dream. Like do what you love.
Your heart has electromagnetic connections. It's actually very strong. It's its own center. So it already kind of knows, as well as picking up stimuli from your environment. It knows what it wants to do. Similar to your gut, where you can feel intuition in your gut. You feel that. It's got so many billions of bacteria that are intelligent, and they're feeling out your environment because it's a primal system that's been on for whatever, hundreds of millions of years, as you figure out how to develop that. But people have shifted and teaching people to like come from here back up to here, and it's not like your brain is not good or helpful, but it's just like your heart and your gut and your body knows what to do as well. And so like you said, it's like when people want to suppress it, it's because you're, whatever you want to frame it as, I choose to say like raising your vibration. Like you're raising your vibration, your connection, and then people feel that you're doing something that they would like to do somewhere deep down as well. It's not like everyone wants to be a digital nomad, and that's just naive. I don't agree with that. I'm saying that when someone knows that they've locked themselves in their own mental and emotional prison, as in like they hate a job that they take and they just stay there forever, or they do some relationship that's really, really unhealthy for them, but they stay forever. Like they've locked themselves in their own emotional prison through their words and actions and ideas, and then they see you breaking out of the mold, and they're like, oh well, like that kind of brings up emotional connection or disconnection with me. It's very, very like hard to feel that in myself because you're doing it. I'm gonna hate you for it. I'm gonna dislike what you're doing, and so then I'm gonna try to like show you that like no, life's hard and you can't do it. And it's just a normal thing. It's like the crabs in the bucket syndrome. So
exactly, there will be haters, as you said. People were like, yeah, you'll be back. People like literally questioned you, bro. Are you sure? Like people will. People's parents will say no. I've had people tell me like, either
I want to, but my parents say no.
Like my parents said that they won't support me, or like you told me before that like your mom even cried.
Yeah, my mom cried. I mean, I feel guilty to this day about that, but my mom cried with that. Like, I mean, we're good now. It's just like she was so upset that I was going out to, do something totally uncharted. But then I knew in my heart of hearts that it was the right thing for me. And now my mom and my dad are just so supportive of what I'm doing, and I can travel whenever I want to see them, and I connect with them, and everything is much better. It's just because they trust my judgment now more than I trusted myself so much at that level to make this leap, and then like that has never gone anywhere. Sometimes I doubt myself. Of course, everyone has self-doubt. Along the journey, I've been like, oh, I'm not sure. Like, is this the right way or that the right way? Maybe I shouldn't have done this, or maybe I should. It's like I'm always having that active mind, or I was. But the point is, I had the intuition and the strong, decision to make that, pathway come true. And then that has not wavered because I knew that I was going to get what I wanted to go. So then other people kind of jumped on board, if you will. Like, so they see that now in me, and they're like, yeah, I knew it. Like, even my family, they're like, yeah, a lot of, I knew you would be successful. I knew you'd kill it with it, and they were saying the total opposite before. And some of my friends, some of my communities, I'm like, I'm not obviously that close with those type of people anymore, because it's like, well, you doubted me in the beginning, and nowadays, we're not thinking on the same vibration as well. So it's just kind of a split, and there's no love lost with that. It's just like, this doesn't resonate anymore. So when people tell you that, it's like those same type of people will definitely tell you like, oh, like, I knew you'd make it, I knew you'd do well, and they believe that they have that trust and confidence in you that you had on yourself all along. So that's all I'm saying is build the base emotional level where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be all right no matter what, and I'll be okay. I'll learn what I need to do.
Yeah.
So
and your relationship with your parents are better than they would have been because you are your true self now.
Totally.
You're your true self rather than like suppressing your gut feeling and your heart feeling, going towards the normal. You're your true self, so your parents know that you're your true self now. Same thing with myself and so many others on this same kind of independent path, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But and back to the story about saying
we're done 15 minutes. We wrap this up. It's been great. Actually, you know what?
It's too good. We'll make this the final.
Yeah.
As it comes to around an hour, is I just did an interview with a Canadian guy named Eric Engels, and he's a great story, great interview because he followed the plan that we all kind of followed. Is he came out to the Nomad Summit in Chiang Mai, came out to the conference, was working on his online hustle for a few months, didn't end up working out though. Didn't end up getting traction and making more than $1,000 a month. So went back home for 9 months to save up money, and then came to the Nomad Summit again for 2019.
Just up here.
And then I met him again, and now he's got his Amazon dropshipping, and now he just made $2K last month, and it's around more than a consistent $1K a month, so he can stand in Chiang Mai and have no distractions and work on his full-time business, but living that life. And we know several friends that came out to the conference in 2014.
They had to take some time home and come back,
Yeah, they had their online business wasn't making more than $1K a month to stay out there, and so they went back home for another month. And for example, Jacob did that, went home for like a year or maybe like a year and a half, and now he's back in Bangkok and he's making more than all of us.
Crushing it, yeah. He had a lot of time also to focus. I won't go deep because that's personal and that's out of respect, but he had a lot of time to work on his family stuff as well. So it's like, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But like, the thing is, what I'm talking about here is the same type of thing. It's like, you need to work on yourself first, the inner work. And so that's part of the reason he was able to align with mentors and like people who could bring him into a business that was making ridiculous amounts of money. And so it's like, it's sometimes you got to take a step back to take 20 forward, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Anyway, that was my final point. Young Evan.
Yeah, what's up?
Yo, that was epic. Subscribe to all the stuff. Check the links in the description. You already know. Yep. Blessings from Bali and around the world. See you guys.
Much love.
Living that life. We just living that life. Talking plus, living that life. We just living that life. You're listening to the Living That Life Digital Nomad podcast. Hit the subscribe button on iTunes if you're a boss, and check out the YouTube channel for dope travel videos.